First of all, I'd like to thank you for supporting me with my YouTube page and my Facebook page and my music and my writings. I checked my YouTube page the other day and I had 9,541 plays. Now, if it changed the way you look at things, that's a beautiful thing. But if you don't agree, that's okay too, because we all have our own mind, our own church, our own eyeballs, our own universe. We're each gifted with one brain that has like a hard drive for us to actually understand from our own understanding. I have a book called The Price of Sin. You can get it at Amazon.com or eBay or Barnes and Noble. Not eBay, but Barnes and Noble. And it's a poetry book I wrote. And it's been out for a little while. I'm going to read you a little passage from it. This life I live and I strive. All those that live in spite, the sins, the addictions, those who look at the negative instead of the positive, opinions of others make it hard to live. We make our mistakes, some that cause us to break, on this earth of heaven and hell. Judgment started at birth. Sometimes we're cursed with the skeletons in our closet, putting our emotions in debt. Try to rise, fall from the spies, the rumors and lies, this purgatory we fry. Testing this walk, others will talk. Truth is, we are all dirty. And what is it that really seems? That is what the human mind would rather see. Instead of looking down and frown, why don't we look up to help? Now, people go through different stages of life, and they experience different things. Some might not see it in certain ways, and some might. And there's also the ignorance and the closed-minded people, too. Now, I'm not asking you to agree with me, but if you learn something from me and you actually get something out of it, then I've done my job. I have another poem. See, people get a little paranoid. A lot of people get paranoid. It's a natural trait. It's just something that the mind does. I don't get paranoid that much, but this one is called paranoia. Paranoia sets into the mind over something you never find, like looking into the future, where the present you lose her grinds onto your mind. Hard to push farther, because a solid thought you can't find. Thinking about things time after time, where sanity draws the line. Eating away like a cancer, even causing depression. Can't find time for resting, because all of the pressure. It will really test you, whether you break or fold, tearing away from your soul. Try to tear away from your past and move on, because today could be your last. So remain calm, empty your mind, and enjoy your time. See, we all are different. You know, we all fight over, we persecute each other over the differences and stuff like that, but nobody's the same. And when you get clicks, you can put 100 people in one room, and everybody can know everything about everybody, but they will have their own opinions. Now, when I hear stuff about people that they had bad judgments or bad stuff that they done in their past or whatever, I kind of don't hold it against them and look at them like they're different. I understand we are all human. You know, Paul was an apostle that actually tried to slay the rest of the Christians. And Jesus said, "Why are you killing my people?" And he wrote most of the gospel. So anybody can change. Like I said in my book, Oxy, I have a poem called Jesus. And Jesus, he didn't hang out with, the rich people or the cool people or the highest or the presidents or the, as you would say, Pharisees. Jesus, who was born homeless and taught how to forgive, who saw people who sinned and still became your friend, who had such a power and influence and didn't hang out with the highest, who knew the poor and loved them to the core, who saw the pain and suffering in all the people and was born in a stable, a person who taught you it all boils down to love and claimed he was sent from above, born to be special even though his call made him fall, one who played glove through humanity yet was human enough to drop to his knees. One known throughout the world as the one who gave us moral. The one we punished for being right, alive inside of those with faith. Meeting him, I just can't wait. So if you know this person, learn him well, so you might find him to relieve your heart's well. And that's true about the world. We kill those people that are right. We kill the saints and the prophets, and we kill the good people. Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, and look at what change they brought. The aftermath of it. The aftermath of these people brought us through the Dark Ages, brought us through slavery, brought us through segregation. It all brought us through all this different stuff. And if we continue to go that way, we might maybe get through what's going on today. But the world has changed. It's a different world now. You never know when it's going to end. Whether it's from apocalyptic, or if you have a disease, or you get in a car accident. What did you leave behind? It's not what you have when you're here. It's what you left behind. Because in all actuality, knowledge is power. And with knowledge and love, you can actually overcome a lot of stuff, a lot of obstacles that are around. So please, thank you for your support. You don't have to agree with me on everything, but I appreciate it. You guys have a good night now. I'm back online. I can do more work. Look me up on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Saint St. Peter DELEVANTE. I have a lot of writing. I've been doing work over the years. From the YouTube, from my writings, from my books, from poetry online. I lost a lot of poetry when some web pages went down, but I still have the gift. And if you have a gift, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. What is it that makes you tick? What is it that makes you go every day? Is it money? Is it love? Which one is it? It says in Matthew 7, you can serve money or you can serve God. But you can't have two masters, for one will hate the other. But God does want you to be successful. But He also says in Leviticus, leave behind, you have an abundance of crop. Leave behind for the poor traveling through. Just like Paul Newman did. Paul Newman said, I'm a famous actor, I have all this money, and now he has food still today. I don't know if he's alive or not. And it has jobs, it has the vegetable gardens, it has the pickers, it has the warehouses, the jarring, the label makers, and all those jobs are getting paid. Now, if everybody actually looked at him as an example, we wouldn't have no bad economy. We wouldn't have anything. The rich could make a restaurant and become richer from the restaurant and have more jobs. So there are answers. There are solutions. It's just if we got to get away from greed. We got to get away from secularism, worldly ways, having to have the best, I have a poem about people that are secular that basically, when they're secular, they actually go away. It's not a good thing, because I have very little things. I'd like to have nice stuff like nice clothes or whatever, but yeah, I could be sleeping under a park bench. You know what I mean? So secularism. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. This is also in The Price of Sin. This angel is sitting on rocks, and she's looking over a mountain, by Kenneth Lincoln de Levante III. Let me see if I can get that there. Right there. You can get it at Barnes & Noble. If you can't make it poor and live by the basics, how do you expect to make it rich when you don't know the true meaning of living? They say money doesn't buy happiness because materials, they come and go. So in the end, what really matters, do you really know? Other things I'd rather experience, wealth really comes in your health, friends and family, and happiness. If you really look at some rich, even though in luxury they live, a lot of them, happiness is just an oasis. Because when they fill their void, they go out and buy their toys, just for them later to avoid, because the emptiness once again comes so thin. You know, it's nice to have nice things, it really is. But if you have nice things, you know, that's okay. God wants you to be prosperous. But if you're over prosperous, like it says, you know, you can come down with a disease and have $23 billion in your bank account. Your worth is not the value of money. It is not the value of money. Because you could die tomorrow, get cancer tomorrow, and have $23 billion. What are you going to do? So you might as well use it for something good. And do other things with it. You know, there are actual there's actual stuff that does apply that can help society. It doesn't matter. Just think about, you're just sitting on, if you're a billionaire and you're just sitting on $23 billion. That's a mountain size. I don't know. Let's say mountain size. And you're just sitting on top of it. What are you really doing? You could put it to use. You know, we're at a great time of testing. The economy's weak and everything is not right. But things can change. You can turn around. You can do a U-turn. You can say, oh, I charged $5 a gallon for gas. I made $50 billion last year. How much money do you actually need? And you know what? If you do have that much money, you want to make more, open up businesses. Open up stuff. You know? Get people indoors. You know? The money's there. It's just certain people have it. It's just a matter of letting go. It's hard to let go of material things and stuff like that. Me, I just have my tools, which is my computer, my webcam, my studio equipment, and I have, you know, I'd like to have nice clothes. That's one thing I would like to have, but I am settled with what I have. Because if I died, at least I made some kind of difference. And if I made some kind of difference, then I did my job. But in all actuality, think about it. If you're on top of a mountain full of money, you can't even spend it to build your grandson's house. And if greed keeps taking over the world, then there won't be no grandson. There won't be anything. You got to remember, greed is what killed Judas. So remember that. I mean, greed is what killed Jesus from Judas. So remember that. You can have a perfect world, and then you can have greed. Matthew 7. You can't have two masters, for one will hate the other. You know? Some people like to have mansions with 23 rooms just to say we got 23 rooms. Well, there's 23 homeless people. I'm not saying to move them in, but you just go shopping to decorate those rooms to say this is what I have. And you don't need all that. You just need, you know, even if you have a lot of money, if you want a nice house, that's cool. But if you're not using the bathrooms in there or the bedrooms, you're just wasting. You're just wasting money. You're just wasting time. You're just wasting everything. In all actuality, in Leviticus, it said, you have an abundance of crop. Leave behind those walking behind the poor so that they can eat. And that's what he meant by it. You're sitting on top of a mountain. You have an abundance of crop. And you don't need it. God bless you. God bless America. The poet Kenneth Lincoln Delafante III. Amen.